And that is the scientifically proven most effective way to euthanize your child. Now, over to our very own Caleb Roark with the Nightly Spotlight.
Nearly 1/2 of the world's population, more than 3 billion people, live on less than $2.50 a day. 1 billion children worldwide are living in poverty.
People with Samsungs that don't work all the time.
22,000 children die every day because of poverty. Also, this can be solved by a Russian doctor, Vlad Belinsky. Back to you, Vlad.
The biggest problem in our world is the people living in poverty. Over the last 2.5 weeks, my assistant and I have been developing an effective solution on how to rid poverty entirely.
Our hypothesis is that when a people group is unified and united against a common goal, this is how we see the most success.
We saw this in World War II against Nazi scum. We saw this from philosopher Twisted Sister and his or her famous poem, We're Not Gonna Take It. And lastly, we saw this in the story told by Professor George of House of Lucas in Star Wars. All of these examples scientifically prove that when people are united, anything can be accomplished.
The problem with our world today is that we do not have the strong enough leader to unite the people. For our studies and observations of people, we have seen that people of this generation are pansies and live without a backbone.
This is where our invention would come in. If stupid Americans and their orange would stop delegating funds to useless things such as agriculture, public safety, health, and education, and just delegated those funds to Project RE 1917, we could solve all the problems associated with poverty and agriculture, public safety, and education.
Yes, we like to call this Project RE 1917, and it's a 6-step plan. Photon diffraction, extraction of helium and hydrogen, multiplying the mass and the velocity of the electrons in the cells, dehydration, and the application of the infinity stones and refraction photons. And then, last step, shoot the dead corpse with the refractonator. We like to call this process PEMDAS.
Once we get the funds for the reanimator, we would reanimate a trio of leaders. Number 1, Genghis Khan. Number 2, Vladimir Lenin. And number 3, Caesar Augustus. Now you may be asking, what if they go rogue? But we thought of that. We're pretty smart. We would implant chips into their brains and we would be able to control every single thought that they had.
Once these 3 leaders are reanimated, we inform them of our 2-step plan to re-implement a successful communistic rule.
Now, we know what you're thinking. This hasn't worked before. See, people also thought that planes wouldn't work before. And a lot of people tried to make planes work, and a lot of people died trying. And look at the planes now. They work amazing. What this shows us is that just because people die doesn't make it a bad thing. Also, the last few times we've tried to implement communism, we've only had 1 leader, and this time we would have 3.
Now, something special to note about this is with 1 leader, you only have 3/4 of a backbone.
Yeah, it's this generation.
And with 3 leaders, you have 2¼ of a backbone.
Yes, yes, yes. And we've been back and forth about presenting this to the public, and finally, Caleb Roark and the NBC team, they let us put it on air. And to figure out if the public was ready for this, we went out and conducted a series of interviews on people such as history professors, expressive thinkers, and, well, the lowly plebs. And they've all shown that this idea is ready to be put into action.
These interviews took place after I informed them of our ideologies. I went out and reached out to these people, and these are 100% real.
Caitlin, you are the NHS president, correct?
Yeah.
And you do agree with our points, right? Correct?
Yeah.
And
Oh, most definitely.
Yes, I am a cool hip teen, and I I support. Yeah, this is definitely a good idea we have right here. Very much support this. Hello. I am Indiana Jones, and I support this. This is definitely a good idea. I am Indiana Jones, the guy who ran away from that big rock, and yeah, I got that big skull, and this is definitely some good scientific research.
Hello, I am Professor Hobnoth. I am prim, I am proper, but don't call me both. And this proposition you're performing is quite satisfactory, and it gets my approval. Sayonara.
Hello, scientist. Yes, I am Jack Thornton, the renowned secret agent. Is your whole communism plan gonna work? Yes.
As you can see, most people and most people groups agree.
As you can see, most people do agree with our solution. All we need is to have a spark, and to fan the flames, to unite the people, to rid the world of the bourgeoisie. I mean, poverty. Now back to the NBC team. Well, that was interesting.
You can go to www.revolt/RE1917 to donate funds to this project. I'm Christian Gonzalez.
And I'm Caleb Roark.
And this is NBC Nightly News, signing off.
Shosholoza, tenor mix.
Shosholoza, kulezo ndaba stimela sipume South Africa.